We're currently farming in Yorkshire, 4,700 hectares at this moment in time, of which the cropping is wheat, malting barley, vining peas, spring barley, oilseed rape and seed potatoes. Most of the produce, the seed potatoes are marketed through most of the different seed houses. Seed comes down from Scotland on a high grade and then we multiply it for the last season, then it goes into the ware production, which is destined for the crispy varieties, are destined for walkers, processing varieties such as the chipping companies, and we also do a percentage of packing material which is through Branson potatoes, which is destined for Tesco's and the major supermarkets.
And what would you say is the critical thing about the machinery that you buy in here?
Really we're looking for, we're putting a huge amount of acres through a particular machine, very restricted on machinery, limited to the very, very stony soils that we've currently got on the wolds, and the hillsides, the slopes, so looking for a reasonably high horsepower machine, but also a relatively light machine really.
Years ago, nobody really had a self-propelled sprayer on the farm. They had a trail sprayer with a tractor, it tied a tractor up. Whereas now, with more chemicals and herbicides, pesticides, it's getting used. It's the most used piece of equipment on the farm, and the farmers realise that they want one kit to do it all rather than two pieces of spray and a tractor. So lots of farmers are going for the self-propelled sprayer really. But it's just a cost-saving experience. Rather than having a tractor and a sprayer, it's all one piece of kit.
We're currently putting all the fertiliser through the sprayers on liquid fertiliser. All the P&Ks are compounds which are spread on, but the nitrogen enterprise is put on through the sprayer, so it's a high-capacity machine, reliable and light with plenty of horsepower really.
And how many hours do you think you get through in terms of spraying in a year?
We're putting on the spray around about 2,000 hours a year on the current sprayer.
Well, there's lots of sprayers on the market, but really Challenger, being a premium brand, wanted to come up with something relatively new. They haven't sort of reinvented the wheel, but they've created a machine, produced a machine that's you can get it in a small guise for a smaller farmer wanting a 3,500 litre machine, 24 metres, up to the larger scale farmers to possibly 4,500, 5,000 litre machine, 30 metre boom. Really, it's covering, one chassis covers all the range. That's what we're sort of looking at.
We were looking for something particularly light, robust, and with a very substantial boom, simply because of the potato operation really. And the Rogator seemed to be the ideal machine at the time. We've currently run the current Rogator for 2 seasons, and we're now in the process of running the Challenger equivalent.
We've had to go from a stainless steel tank from the old Rogator to a plastic moulded tank, so we can get all the weight distribution correct. So it does away with baffles. The tanks are full of baffles on other sprayers, which we don't need anymore. So it's more stable on the hillsides really, and the boom, the travel on the boom is really critical on these hillsides, especially turning on the headlands. So it makes a big difference. But it's predominantly the weight distribution really of the machine.
I think before it was just something to do the job, but now to think of the operator, make it a lot nicer place to be all day. Yeah, it's good.
The Rogator has been very, very little trouble. It's coped with all the hillsides. The traction control system is far superior to anything else we've had on the farm to date, and we're now currently running the prototype, the Challenger prototype machine, Rogator, which is proving to be, very, very successful really. Certainly from the mechanical side, coping with the hillsides and the slopes, it's more stable. And also the attraction to it for us was the variable wheel width that we can actually operate between the potatoes and the combinable crops, where the old machines we've had to put the axles out manually, where the new machine we can variable rate axle widths, which if we can go onto a wider wheel setting on the cereals, then we can make the spray more stable, and then also continue with the seed potatoes at the normal wheel setting really. So that was one of the main attractions, and a bigger tank, more horsepower, and it really relates back to from when we bought our first Rogator, really. And we're currently, with Challenger as a company, we're running 5 Challengers altogether, 4 in Yorkshire and 5 in Norfolk. That's the Challenger tractors, really. So fairly heavily involved with Challenger at the moment, and producing good equipment, good backup, and good support, really.
Well, a lot of people are going on the yield mapping route, which the Challenger spray application rates, automatic dosage, switching on and off automatically on the headland. We can go down to metre sections if we wanted to do that. So when you're blight spraying on potatoes and things like that, the overlap situation, it takes all the fatigue off the sprayer operator and does it all computerised itself.
And in terms of AutoGuide, how is that helping farmers?
Well, it's down to fatigue on the spray. When you're spending a lot of hours as a sprayer operator, it just makes the job so much easier. And rather than watching the boom sections and where you're overlapping on headland turns and in gearings, the computer takes over itself. So really, the operator's steering it and watching more what the machine's doing rather than trying to guess more where the spray's going, and it ends up